How's it going, guys, and welcome back. Hope you're doing well. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go over why I think you should give trance a shot. Now before we do, some of you may know, I do like to do unscripted content. So if it does get a little long-winded, which this one might, I will leave the chapters down below for easy navigation. So that being said, let's get into trance. So we'll start off by just reading the skill. So trance, one fury or one spirit. It's a dash skill, can be used only chained after a fury skill or after another spirit skill. So as an example, you would only, with the first tier, be able to use the skill if you used after image thrust first, or spiral thrust first, or shadow strike first. Any spirit skill, you have to use that before using trance. Then once you do, you would be able to use trance. Then if you would like, what you can do is after trance, if you do a swift attack, it will go into your final swift attack in the chain, which is Moonlight. Because again, it would not be Moonlight because you should always be filling out this swift attack tree. It's a very strong tree, right? So it would go from trance into Moonlight. Now the second tier, it states, so we gradually recover 0.5 fury, so half of the fury or spirit used when trance strikes an enemy. So trance uses one spirit or one fury. If we strike an enemy with it, we gain half of that back, so it costs half. Additionally, we recover half of the fury consumed or half of the spirit consumed when we use a spirit skill after it as well. So we're only using 0.5 fury for trance if it hits an enemy, because we're going to recover that 0.5 back. Then we're going to recover half used for the following spirit. So if we use trance, then we use another spirit skill, we're going to get 0.5 back for trance, and we're going to get half of whatever we spent on the following spirit skill. So whether that be, let's say we do a fully charged spiral thrust. Fully charged would cost 2. Right? So we're going to get 1 whole spirit back. So total, we're going to get 0.5 from trance and then 1 from spiral thrust. Trance is very good at helping extend your combos while also helping keep your spirit managed. It's actually going to help you by using spirit. You're actually going to be able to do more damage and save a spirit in the long run by using trance. This also, again, it's half of the total fury or spirit consumed. So if I use trance and then I use, let's say, how did I forget the name? The Crush Dreams Furious Drive. If I use Furious Drive, which costs 3 spirit, I'm going to get 1.5 spirit back. So very good to use trance before spirit skills, or you could say very good to use spirit skills after trance. Additionally, so no additional recovery occurs while spirit is being recovered. So if spirit is being recovered in this way, no additional fury or spirit can be recovered. So basically what this is this is just a different way of saying when they originally nerfed trance, you can't just spam trance to infinitely have a trance cost of 0.5 rather than 1. So if I do what they used to do right before the nerf was if I hit trance and then moonlight trance, moonlight, I'm only going to recover the fury or the spirit from the first one, right? While I'm gaining, while the recovery is occurring, right? So that's basically how they nerfed it. The next tier down. When trance strikes an enemy, increase the damage of the following spirit skill. So after we use trance, we're not only going to recover half of the spirit consumed for the next spirit skill, but also we're going to increase the damage of the next spirit skill. Just like the tier before, subsequent activations of trance will only apply. So you can't use trance to buff the damage of trance, right? Now, the very last skill And again, this should be noted, you put more points into this and you gain a higher damage effect. Now, the last and final node of the trance skill, which is my absolute favorite. This, in my opinion, is the absolute soul, the core. This is the glue that holds all of the combos that you can do with spear together. This one single point in this, in my opinion, unlocks the 80%, like the last 80% of spear's potential is locked within this one little skill. Without this, you are very confined into using trance, and because trance is the glue that holds the bridge together of your stamina skills and your spirit skills. Okay, weaving in and out and in between stamina skills, spirit skills, trance is the way to go. Now this last node expands your moveset by like tenfold, right? So in short, it says gain the ability to use trance after skills that do not consume fury or spirit. Deals decreased damage compared to when chained after a fury skill or spirit skill. Don't care about that last sentence. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, a little bit of decreased damage. I know damage is everything. Look, you will have 30 times more fun by just the amount of additional combos and ways to go about your moveset that you can do with this last node. So, as an example, right, without that node, you're very confined, right? You only have a certain amount of stamina skills, right, that you normally do, that you would chain into your spirit skill. Then you can use trance back to your stamina skill, which would be like Moonlight Stance, right? Now, with that last node, every single input that you do, you can use trance after, right? 1 light attack, trance. 2 light attacks, trance. 3 light attacks, trance. Back into a dash attack. Or if you want, a backwards dash, trance. Forward dash, trance. Forward dash, 2 light attacks, trance. Backwards dash, 1 light attack, trance. Dodge heavy, trance. The list goes on. Like, I'm telling you, you are using the spear until you get this node right here. You are using the spear at 20% of its true potential. It's ridiculous, really, how important this last node is to unlocking the entire moveset and the possibilities that spear has to offer. It's actually insane. Like this last node is insanely important to really unlock the spear. The little bit of decreased damage, who cares? So that being said, you should know they did nerf trance a little bit on release. You'll see a lot of videos that are older of just trance spam, right? Of stun locking enemies and then just doing this, which you could argue it was efficient, but let's be honest, I don't think that's very fun, right? Just doing this the whole time. So what you'll see a lot, just a couple things, how I like to use trance. Now it is very good, right? Keep in mind, I don't want to, gloss over this. These 2 nodes are very good and very important. This node in particular, helping you recover spirit from some of your charged skills or more pricey skills. A charged after image thrust, for example, right? Because you can use 2 spirit skills with after image thrust. You get to regen 1, right? So it allows you to do the second level of your spirit skills while also saving that spirit, right? It's, you get to use 2 for the price of 1, right? And then you regen half of the fury or spirit consumed on trance itself. And again, it's not like trance does so little damage. It's like only used as a bridge. It still deals damage, right? And still can continue and maintain your stagger chain. Now, some of the ways I like to use it is I do like to use it again after spirit skills and before spirit skills, right? Mainly before, right? Because again, so we can get our buffs here. But once you get trance liberation, appropriately named, it really allows you to speed up the spear even more than you might think. You might think you're already fast. Once you get trance liberation, you can really unlock the speed of the spear. So a couple ways that I really like to use this, and I'm sure that, you know, if you've looked at my other videos, my other spear videos, you'll probably see, I really like to use it when the recovery frames are the longest. So if I want to vary my playstyle, or I want to change up a little bit, some of the 2 longest recovery frames in the game is after 0 point and after the initial stab of Shadow Reversal, right? So let's say I do Shadow Reversal and I don't want to do the additional follow-up to reposition behind the enemy, or if it's a boss and they're not staggered right, and just do the slash, and I just want to continue my combo. The fastest way to get out of those recovery frames is either trance or guard canceling, right? So if I guard cancel, I can do another spirit skill. If I don't want to guard cancel, I would use trance. So I'll put my controller overlay up real quick so you can see. So as you can see, if I do just the initial stab and I want to resume my combo, let's say with another spirit skill, right, we'll use after image thrust, and you can see me hitting the input. So you see how long that takes. Trance has the fastest activation time of any spirit skill, so now I'll show you this. Alright, so it's much faster. So it's this compared to this. Right? So you can see trance is very advantageous to extending that. I'll show you one more time with 0 point. So that's with after image thrust. Show you one more time. Oh, sorry. Now I'll show you with trance. So you see it is instant. Right after it, no recovery frames, right when you want it is when you're going to get it. And then it lets you resume that combo into doing whatever you need to do, right? So Trance Liberation, a phenomenal skill, and that's when I like to use Trance the most to kind of basically, you know, avoid those recovery frames. Another way that I really like to use Trance is right after Crimson Strike, right? So right after you hit that brutal attack, boom, you hit Crimson Strike, you immediately can hit Trance after that and get right back into Moonlight Stance. So because Crimson Strike consumes our Moonlight Stance, if you don't have Onslaught on your helmet, if you're not using the Fallen Lord set and you don't have Onslaught and you consume that Moonlight Stance once you use Crimson Strike, using Trance after Crimson Strike will allow you to immediately go into Moonlight Stance again. Right, so you hit Crimson Strike, you trance, and then boom, right back into Moonlight Stance. Because, again, as spear users, we want Moonlight Stance active all the time. It's ideal, right? There's no reason to not have Moonlight Stance active. It does nothing but good things for us. So, after the initial stab of Shadow Reversal, again, just to vary up your playstyle a little bit and to switch between those stamina and spirit skills. After Crimson Strike, when you use Trance, and also going back to Shadow Reversal, I do like to use Trance after getting behind my enemy. So use it after the initial stab, or I'll use it after fully using Shadow Reversal into getting behind them to continue the stagger, because again, it is a dash, right? It's a small dash attack, a dash skill. There's a small chase effect, right? Some forward movement. So because when you use Shadow Reversal, you kind of throw your enemy, right? And you reposition and they kind of stagger forward. It's nice to have Trance to kind of chase after them. So full Shadow Reversal, stab, reposition, then I use Trance. Then, again, the world is your oyster, right? If you want to use Trance into Moonlight, cool. If you want to use Trance and then to take advantage of these 2 nodes here, if you want to use Trance and then, maybe Spiral Thrust if they're exhausted, right? After Image Thrust, because it has that chase as well, Crescent Strike, whatever. Trance really is, it is, in my opinion, it is a necessity for a spear user. If you're not using Trance, you are using the weapon at probably 10% of its potential. To me, that's not an exaggeration. Like, once you use Trance, you're using the weapon at, fully, at 20% of its potential, but once you unlock Trance Liberation, you actually get to see what the spear is made of. You can really put together some combos. You can really put together, weaving together your spirit skills, your stamina skills. You can really get to where you're cutting down your recovery frames without guard canceling, right? Another one of my favorites is using Trance right after Vital Strike. So these you've probably seen me do this a lot. Vital Strike into Trance. That's a big one for me, right? Because again, I like to play as fast as possible, so I really like the quick attacks. That's why you really don't see me use 0 point very often, because 0 point takes kind of a long time. But yeah, I love using Trance after Vital Strike, Crimson Strike, Crimson Strike, Shadow Reversal, sometimes the backwards neutral, but not as much. Another one that you don't see very often, because I don't use Assault all that much in my videos, is Assault. After Assault Glide, I really like Trance, because again, it has that small forward chase that once you bounce off your enemy, it's really, really good after that, especially because not only the forward dash, but because the spear has some range, and Trance kind of you kind of hold the spear at more of the butt end, as you can see, kind of that slash, so you really extend the range on that final slash, so it helps you close that distance even if you don't have stamina or if you don't want to dodge, right? Really good with that. Other than that, guys, that's all I really got to say about Trance. I'll be honest, I wasn't really going to make a Trance video, because in my head it seemed kind of once you read the skill, you kind of see that it's really necessary to bridge the gap. But as I learned with my Counter-Strike video, I shouldn't just assume, I think I'm just going to make a video on probably every skill. But yeah, in short, Trance is a phenomenal skill if you're new to Spear, or if you've been using Spear all this time. Yeah, Trance is definitely for you. If you haven't used Trance as much after your stamina skills, right, I definitely recommend that you give it a shot. Play around with it. Don't only use Trance. And I know the game kind of conditions you, right, to use Trance only after spirit skills, but please, believe me, you want to use it not only after spirit skills or before spirit skills. You want to use it in between your stamina skills. Find where you like to use it most and start using it, because I promise you, it is phenomenal. And the amount that it magnifies your moveset, being able to use it whenever you want, is invaluable. It really, if you're using the spear, gotta use Trance. It will also maximize the amount of fun that you have, I promise you. I know, look, I love damage too, but I'm telling you, you're gonna need to sacrifice a little bit of damage for the fun factor. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for you. I got a couple fights. I should say, other than that, I got a couple fights. The fights were pretty easy to film, just because I use Trance all the time, no matter what, so it's a very easy showcase for me. You can also look at my other Spear videos. I play basically the same way. Yeah, I got 3 fights for you. I got one with Ozma, one with Ella, my most hated bosses, by the way. I hate them with all my soul. And Gwydo. Oh, actually 4, and one with Tanya. Yeah, a lot of spear fights for you today. So yeah, other than that, let me know what you think. Yeah, if you have anything else you want to ask, please go ahead, leave a comment down below. I will be happy to answer. Other than that, I will see you in the next one.
then have the right to destroy it.